This does feel very crash and burn, doesn't it? That we've just literally thrown a petrol bomb on the podcast and walked away. Like at the end of a movie when the three of us are walking off into the distance, boom, and the podcast blows up behind us.
I'm about to say something that's not even probably mildly controversial. It's probably just full-blown controversial.
Today's the day.
I'm like, I feel like this is going to go dark real quick. I'm going to do my best, but I make no promises.
We're making a podcast.
Unorthodox and controversial.
Fucking nothing about you that is controversial, man.
Mildly entertaining.
People will listen to that, will they? A podcast. And will people listen to it? Yes. How does everybody else that?
Podcast my hole.
We should put a stop to all this podcast nonsense and leave well enough alone.
Hello, and welcome to the Mildly Controversial Podcast. This is episode 7 of Series 6, and it's the last in the series, which is not only a dramatic start to the show, it's also a great way to announce to your co-host that this is the last one of the series. You didn't know that, did you, Baz? But it is.
No. In fairness, I haven't.
Yeah. I'm just too busy to edit it at the minute, so we'll have another break. And we will we'll come back firing in season 7. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a regular listener to this podcast, you will know that we only have 2 rules, and we have only had 2 rules for 5 years. They are: we don't talk politics and we don't talk religion. Tonight, we are going to break one of those rules. Well, I say we're going to break the rule about talking politics. We're not really probably going to talk that much about politics. We're just going to talk about somebody who is technically a politician. And that is that that's why I said technically. Do you know what I mean? He's in the position of a politician. He just doesn't act like one. Anyway, so we'll probably call this episode "What the fuck is going on with Donald Trump?" or something like that. We need to talk about Trump. And to do that, in true journalistic style, I have gathered a panel, a very balanced panel of 3 people who think he's fucking bananas, and that is me, Mike Snedden, him, Baz Wright, and the lady there is Dayna Pereira. Hello, Baz. Hello, Dayna.
Hello. Man, yes. I thought I was coming on to talk religion. I'm not here to bring you the word of God.
That's why you've got your halo again.
Yes.
Yes. So, yes, in true American news channel tradition, we've got 3 people who have exactly the same opinion and will just bitch all the way through about that one opinion. So, clearly, there will probably be some heavy topics talked because we can't not talk about some pretty heavy stuff when we talk about Trump at the moment. But I'm going to start. The first thing I need to say is this sounds ridiculous, but it's true. But by doing what we're doing tonight, Baz and I are literally risking the opportunity to visit the United States for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
You know what? You're not missing much. So stay. In fact, I'm a little jealous because I hate it here right now. It is so hard to be here right now.
I just think it's bizarre to even say out loud that by airing views on the internet somewhere to however big or small your pocket of the internet is, by airing views on the internet, you are potentially risking the fact that you will be allowed entry into the country.
Are you potentially going to say something to hurt the orange gremlin's feelings? Because he gets very mad whenever people say mean things about him.
Doesn't he? I mean, he's a 79-year-old toddler, isn't he?
I mean, in fairness, like, we could have had this conversation in his last administration and all of this one, because this one's quite short so far, but it's been fairly impactful, to say the least.
And all of the people who did not support him from the beginning, everybody that in 2015, whenever he was going around and, trying to get us to vote for him, that laughed at him and was like, absolutely not. It will be a disaster. And then I don't know what happened. I fucking blinked my eyes and the whole of the United States, actually, no, not the whole of the United States, because he did not win the popular vote. Don't even get me started on the Electoral College.
I knew Dayna was good guest to get on for this one. For a couple of minutes in and she's fuming.
Yes, most people did not want this. Most people did not vote for this. But our systems are dumb. So we ended up with him. And then he didn't get reelected. And I was like, oh my God, I can breathe again. I cried. I cried so hard from joy and happiness when he did not get reelected.
I think a lot of people
And then I
did.
cried again.
Yes.
Yeah, but he only didn't get elected in the middle bit because Sleepy Joe cheated and stole votes or rigged it or something.
Yeah, that's the way the story goes. But isn't it interesting that only happens whenever it happens to him? It's only somebody lied, somebody rigged it, he's not going around saying that everybody cheated when he won the election.
No.
Because he would never admit to that. But whenever somebody else does, oh, it must be a lie. It must be a problem. It must be rigged. It's a witch hunt. All the same stuff that they were spreading around during the era of Hitler.
She's gone there early, Baz.
That was it. I was going to say. Hang on, it's a card. Where is the Hitler card?
Baz, what time on the sweepstake did you have Dayna comparing Trump to Hitler? We're only 7 minutes in. That's early doors, that is.
I had 15 minutes at least, so we're half the time. So.
Oh, she's done us proud. I want to start off with a bit more light-hearted before we get onto some chunky topics, which we will do at the end.
Thank fuck for that.
Yes. We'll go a bit light-hearted, right? So I've picked what I've called the 10 most mental things Trump has done since taking office, right?
Okay.
Only 10.
I'm like, I feel like this is going to go dark real quick. I'm going to do my best, but I make no promises.
Bringing it to only 10 is difficult, and they're in no particular order because you could pick 10 a day. But yeah, just let's briefly talk about each one, okay?
Okay. All right.
So the first one on my list, in no particular order, the first one is Donald Trump's obsession with AI and just posting the most bizarre. Bear in mind, right, all the way through this, right, we can just sit here and slag off an absolute fucking nut job, which he is. But the man is president of the most, or one of the most influential countries in the world. And I keep forgetting this because he posts AI images, like the two recent ones is one of him placing a USA flag in Greenland, and just kind of the whole thing. We'll come on to Greenland in a bit, but that's just fucking nuts. The man thinks he's playing Risk, but he's just like to have an AI image of him planting a flag in Greenland. And there was also one of him in the Oval Office with all the European leaders in front of him. And there was a map behind showing Canada and Venezuela coloured in stars and stripes, like they're now part of the USA.
He is such oh my God, the ego that he has, because he's overcompensating for something else that's very, very tiny on him. He's overcompensating. I'm like, is he the president? Because he posted a picture that he's Superman. So I think that we all believe that he's Superman now.
And do you know what? There's a frightening number of people who do respond positively to the AI images that he puts.
I know.
I saw a thing today on the subject of AI where he was talking about it and said, "Oh, obviously he does his usual thing. I know everything about AI. I'm an intelligent guy." And then he goes on to mention his Uncle John, who was at MIT. He was a professor there, and he was talking about the fact that his Uncle John had taught the Unabomber.
Oh,
Yes, I did hear about that.
And apparently there's something like 13 years between his Uncle John's death and the Unabomber being known at MIT. It was just like, hang on, how was he supposed to have done that?
But what a bizarre flex that is, though.
Yeah, like what? That's the family secret.
My uncle is so clever, he taught a terrorist.
Yes.
Are you
But
saying this out loud, you fucking clown?
But also, it means that, like, he doesn't even consider the things like fact checking. Because, you know, most countries of the world or most organisations, someone would go, yeah, sorry, Mr. President, that couldn't have happened. Like, your uncle was dead 13 years before he went to MIT.
No, he relies on people being dumb enough to believe everything that comes out of his mouth because he's been a con artist his whole career. And so he just goes out there and spews bullshit with confidence and expects people to believe him because they've believed him.
That's the thing. And listen, number 10 on the list, again, not in any order, fits in really well here, is the nonsense that comes out of his mouth. Now, I've only picked two because they're quite strong ones, right? I've only picked two because they're quite strong. One is clearly he's not a fan of environmental issues, and he's a denier of global warming and climate change and all that kind of stuff. He once said, if you have a windmill anywhere near your house, they say the noise causes cancer. I mean...
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Is this another episode where you just are making stuff up and we've got to decipher if you're telling the truth or not? Because that sounds
that is
fucking
what
insane.
happened on one episode, but this is true.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It just sounds like another one of those episodes.
It really does. I've got two issues with that. Noise causing cancer. Pretty sure that's not a thing. Secondly, aren't these wind turbines pretty quiet?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I've fallen into a trap there on trying to rationalise what comes out of the man's face, because the next one is my favourite one. You'll remember this from the days where we were all locked in our houses because there was a pandemic ripping through the world, killing lots of people, and
I know what you're going to say.
The president of the USA solution was, quotes, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute. 1 minute. And is there a way we can do that, like by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Word for word what he said. Can we just inject disinfectant? Can you imagine the scientists at the back who've been working so hard trying to find a vaccine for this, looking around and going, did nobody try disinfectant? He's fucking got us there, hasn't he?
So, okay, I look at some of the people that support this man and I go, this is your leader. This is who you chose. He's suggesting that we either drink bleach or inject this or I'm like, what? He doesn't want a vaccine. He doesn't want anything that has been science-based.
No. What he's suggesting rather than a vaccine is something that is almost certainly more deadly than the pandemic and the virus itself, which is injecting yourself with bleach.
There were people going to the hospital for drinking bleach. I'm like, this,
Wow.
it's so...
Feels a bit natural selection, that, though, to be fair. So,
you know, quite frankly, I kind of felt the same way. I was like, well, you voted for this.
I mean, if there are less people that stupid in the world, is that a bad thing?
Well, I thought you were going to come out with the bright light theory when you were about to say what
the
he
bright
did.
light theory.
I know that you shine a really strong light inside you and it will kill off COVID.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
What are we supposed to stick a flashlight up our asses?
I don't know exactly what it was, but that was probably as close as it was. So yes.
Oh my God.
I mean, I tried sticking a flashlight up my arse in COVID, but that wasn't to cure it. That was just because I was fucking bored. Nothing else to do.
Wanted to see if it would come out my mouth.
I'd run out of things to do. So, right. Okay, next on the list is quite a recent one, right? This is funny, but also baffling that the president of the USA did this. So, I'll take you back a few weeks to when Trump was on a tour of the Ford factory in Detroit. I don't know if you saw this, but somebody, one of the employees, no longer an employee of the Ford factory in Detroit, by the way, shouted, "Paedophile protector," from a distance to Donald Trump, to which he turned round, stuck the middle finger up and said, "Fuck you." I mean, that's the president of the United States. That's his eloquent comeback to somebody voicing a concern. To stick his middle finger up and shout, "Fuck you."
Dayna.
Do you see why I'm so stressed all the time?
Here's something more worrying, though, okay? The White House officially sent out the following statement. See if you can see where things have been amped up a bit to blame someone here, okay? A lunatic was wildly screaming expletives in a complete fit of rage, and the president gave an appropriate and unambiguous response.
It's
The way I'm going to pay them a compliment right now, but I don't mean it like this. The way they spin everything is actually wild. I'm like, are you hallucinating? How they take every single thing. They will take things that we have seen with our own eyes that have been circling around social media, and they will spin it some way, somehow, to the point where you're like, you need to seek medical attention. You're delusional. Do you have a high fever? Because that's the only explanation.
There's we'll come on to that later, because that forms part of some of the serious stuff that's going on, because there is clearly videos going out that show one thing, and the official line from the White House is something completely different.
We should mention Caroline Levitt, who is the press secretary, right?
Oh, is she? Yeah, she's the young blonde lady, isn't she?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, so her daily job must be to just basically write "Once Upon a Time" at the beginning of every day and just carry on from there.
I saw her respond to a question that she didn't like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
When she just said, "You're a left-wing hack."
Yes.
Because that's their thing. They attack everybody.
Yeah,
It's just attack.
Again, showing a lack of professionalism, somewhat below what you would expect from members of the government and the White House.
So here's something that I always say to my kids, my husband, pretty much anybody that will listen. If I come at you, and not like come at you rudely, but if I come at you and I say, "Hey, this thing happened, this is the evidence that I have to back that up," and then somebody gets mad at me, I automatically know they're lying, because that is a tactic. When you didn't do something, you go, "Oh my goodness, there must have been a misunderstanding. Let me tell you something from my perspective."
Yeah.
But if you come back and you start screaming at somebody, or you lose your temper really quickly, that is an automatic red flag that you are covering something up, that you are lying, and that you are in the wrong. So to see this administration just attack, I'm like, yeah, that tracks, because you're covering shit up, you're lying, and you're fucking wrong.
I feel like Dayna needs a standing ovation after most things she said, but we just haven't got time, so pretend to do one every time, Dayna.
You can just do one big standing ovation at the end. I'll wait.
Yes, and we'll throw flowers and stuff.
I have a feeling we'll be too exhausted by the end to even give a shit about anything after all this.
No kidding.
Listen, to wrap up the Ford incident.
Oh yeah.
The heckler has been suspended by Ford. The United Auto Workers Union told BBC's US partner CBS News, within 24 hours of the incident, 2 separate GoFundMe pages have raised nearly $700,000 for him more than 27,000 donors. So I
Because
think
that
he
guy
might
got to
have-
do what we all wanted to. I'll chip in $20 just to say fuck you to Trump.
Not only did he make that Trump snap, lose his cool, and turn into some teenage middle finger, fuck you. He also now has $700,000. So well done, sir.
Way to go, guy.
Hopefully he's using that to move to another country if he's got any sense.
Ugh. Fingers crossed for that guy.
Yeah.
He might buy another country.
I'm like, do people
Greenland.
even let us into other countries anymore? I'm not sure.
No, I think that's why you have to buy them.
Yes.
Oh,
exactly.
yeah. Invade them, you mean?
No, it's a financial purchase. It's
Oh,
just a transaction. That's all that is. It's not an invention. Anyway, we'll definitely come on to that later. The next one is the Presidential Walk of Fame. Now, Baz, I'm not sure if you'll have seen this, but Trump set up a Presidential Walk of Fame in the White House with photos of all the previous presidents and the current one and two previous was him as well, and the one in between, Joe Biden. There isn't a picture of Joe Biden. There's a picture of an auto pen automatically signing things. I mean, it's just insane. The fact that he would be so petty to do that, but in a very professional setting and context, and just to clearly he's only set that up just for that one gag of replacing the previous president with an auto pen signing things. It's just nuts, isn't it?
He is so... He's stuck in high school. He's like the epitome of a guy that peaked in high school and never moved on since. Where he's like, yeah, my frontal lobe has never fully formed, so I'm just going to go ahead and be a bully to everybody. And then all of the people that are like, yay, Trump, they too have peaked in high school because they think that this is cool. They're like, yeah, sick burn, dude. And everybody else is like, close your trailer door. We can see your balls.
Only an American would understand all of that, but it's just...
Oh, my God. That is just... What a great take that is. The next... The next one is, you definitely will have seen this one, is when he basically bollocked Zelensky for not wearing a suit.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I hate him so much.
And I was sat there thinking, he's a man from another country. It's like if like an Indian guy came in their traditional national dress, or an Arab, a Saudi came in dressed in their tradition, would you go, hold on a minute, fuck off out the door and come back in wearing a suit and a tie, you clown? You don't disrespect us by not wearing a suit.
It is so obvious that his, head is straight up Putin's ass for him to do something like that. Now, first of all, the man is mid-war, and you're worried about a suit? You are lucky, motherfucker, that he even had the time to come and speak to you. He's got bigger things on his plate, and you want to come at him with, you didn't wear a suit? I mean, is that all you got? His clothing?
Well, it's not all he got, because J.D. Vance chipped in and said, and you never said thank you either.
Oh, he's ungrateful. What?
You haven't said thank you for all the things we've been sending to you. You haven't said thank you once. I mean, you have lots and lots of times, but I'm going to say you didn't. Anyway.
Yeah.
I think there's a point as well, isn't there? Of for the longest part of history, we've just experienced politicians being politicians and doing politician things, pretty much by a book. Whereas I think they've gone in there now and they've just gone, fuck it, we're going to tear up a book. We're going to do it like we're like in a Hollywood movie, like a really bad dystopian comedy horror movie. And it's just nuts, isn't it? I don't get it. It's just, I think it's spreading as well. I mean, our government's starting to get a little bit like clown-like here now, isn't it?
Oh, the poison in the well. It is
Yeah.
because other people see it and they're like, ooh, we didn't know we could do this. Because there used to be a code of conduct. And if you didn't follow that code of conduct, nobody voted for you. They were like, nope, sorry, you got to go. And now it's like, if you don't follow the code of conduct and if you're just a real horrible person, we're like, you know what? You deserve to be president. Well done.
I mean, the UK is only a few years away from getting Trump light going there because Baz is gone again. His 400-year-old his 400-year-old internet has died again.
Can you hear me?
He lives in a 400-year-old house, and I think the internet was installed the day it was built.
Maybe. Or maybe Trump hears us and he's just taking us out one by one.
Maybe Trump can hear us and he's silencing us one by one. That's it. I don't think that's the case, Dayna, because he definitely would have shut you down first.
Yeah, I'm definitely the loudest of the Americans.
You said he had
now.
a small cock earlier. I mean, he's definitely. It's like he can't.
And I stand by it. I don't know from experience, but
oh, me too.
nobody has an ego that big.
Do you know what?
With a dick to match.
I'm quite happy to wait 3 years to come back to the States if there's anything left after 3 years. I mean, if there's anything left worth coming to see, then I'll pop back.
It's a little terrifying at the moment because I'm like, I truly don't know what's going to happen. Couldn't tell you. Like, there are people on TikTok and Instagram that are like, just say the word Trump and we're going to civil war. And I'm like, oh no, they will. And that's terrifying.
Well, they kind of did when they stormed the Capitol building.
The Capitol? Mm-hmm.
But then that was all right. So this is where I get confused, you see, in that lots of armed people storming the Capitol building was okay and and they just kind of let them do it. A couple of things on that. Some people are no longer with us for doing much less than that. And we will come on to that later. But also, can you imagine if the people who were storming the Capitol building on that January the 16th were brown? Imagine how many of them would have survived that.
Well, so, and if it was the other way, if it was like Obama was about to leave the White House and they decided to storm the Capitol, oh my God, there would have been so many deaths.
Yeah.
And instead, we have this lunatic calling them patriots. And they're allowed to go fully armed because it was a peaceful protest that wasn't a peaceful protest. It was an actual trying to take the Capitol building.
But that's another thing that, I mean, this is broader than just Donald Trump. This is you live in a country where apparently the only way to defend yourself against scrupulous governments is to be able to walk around with semi-automatic weapons. Like normal civilian people walk around with pretty much whatever guns they want. It's a weird one, that, isn't it? I mean, but to be fair, up until this government, I was like, why would you need to defend yourself against the government? I mean, the government, you put the government there, they've got your interests at heart. But now... Now I see why people are buying guns. Because the lunatics have taken over the asylum.
It's very, very, very scary. I personally, not a gun person. Never have been. I don't like them. They scare me. Too many accidents. Too many, like, I have a friend, a person that I have known for years. Now, I don't know the exact thing. Sorry, I'm going dark here really quick, just real quick. He had access to a gun. He got mad one day. He shot and killed his wife. He is in prison for life.
See, that's the thing. Is like,
do we need access to all these guns for a trigger decision?
I've always said that. I mean, like the main argument for the guns is, if good people don't have guns, then it's only the bad people that do have guns. And how do the good people defend themselves against the bad people? And it's like, yeah, but, I mean... Oh, Baz is back.
Yay!
Thank God for that, Baz. Oh, you're right, mate.
I didn't touch anything. It just went walkabout, and I was like, I could hear you.
Oh, really?
And yeah, I was watching you, and I was like, can you hear me? Hopefully, I haven't fucked up the
Spoiler
whole thing.
alert.
So.
No, we're just going to carry on regardless because we thought that Trump was taking us out one by one, and you were the 1st down. So
I was just waiting
we
my
thought
turn.
there's only one way to keep going. It's just keep talking and keep fighting until he takes the lot of us out.
Yeah.
I was the one that said the least horrible things about him so far.
Right. Okay. Let's whiz through a few more of these. So, do you remember when Trump proposed that the US take control of the Gaza Strip, displace the Palestinians, and rebuild it as the Riviera of the Middle East? And then the day after, the White House went, sorry, we didn't mean that.
The jobs these people have to do to walk back the thousands of just stupid things he says. I feel for them, but I don't.
But they had a whole mock-up of everything, and but no one asked the question of where the current residents were going to go while this was, where this all got built.
I mean, I'm
Because
sure
he
if
doesn't care.
I'm sure if they did happen to see that representation of how beautiful the Gaza Strip could look, whilst they were huddling their family of 17 under a blanket, because their house had been bombed to shit.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'd be like, oh well, if we just sit tight, there'll be casinos. It'll be pretty, and we can go to the beach and drink cocktails. It'd be amazing. Don't worry about it.
Totally forget about the children that were bombed and killed. Just water under the bridge.
Oh,
yeah, long distance memory.
Anyway, very quick one. Suggesting that Canada should be the 51st state.
Well, that's been around for a while, hasn't it? Hasn't that been around for a while?
Yeah, it just yeah. I mean, at what point are Canada? I mean, Canada's quite a big place. It's got a bit of money.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of people, and it's got natural resources. At what point are they going to go? Yeah. I think we would be better as the 51st state of the USA.
You know, I actually had a friend, I don't know, somebody in my life in the past recent years. That's as broad as I can make it. Lived in Canada and said it's like living above a meth lab.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yes, yes.
I think you're talking about a former guest on the Mildly Controversial podcast there.
Was that said here? Was it here that this was said?
She did mention, she was saying, like, we're up in Canada just going, can you guys just keep it down there? Can you just leave us to it, please?
Oh, okay. Yep, it's clicking. It's clicking now. Yep. Sure was.
But it's good. It's nice. It's a good callback. It's a good
It is,
callback to
yeah.
one of our previous episodes. Well done.
So this is the one that makes the most sense to me, though, because at least it would join Alaska to the US.
It'd make the map look better, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It'd mean that two of the states wouldn't have to be in boxes. So
Yeah.
I guess there is that. Oh, for God's
Like
sake,
Alaska,
Canada.
you're better off just joining
think
Canada.
about the Atlas, you selfish bastards.
Oh my god.
Okay, the other one is all of a sudden knocking down the east wing of the White House one October morning. No explanation, no prior warning. Just move staff out of the way and some artificial artifacts to just knock the thing down.
If
Isn't this the way
anybody
for the ballroom,
watching
though?
this, yes, for the ballroom. Anybody watching this, do me a favor. I need an eye roll count because every time you mention a new thing that he did, I go, ugh. So I'm like, just somebody go back and count how many times I've rolled my eyes this episode.
I would love
Put it in the
somebody
comments.
in the comments of wherever you're watching this, somebody in the comments, please count up Dana's eye rolls and post what the total number is, because it's going to be a big one, I think.
We are in danger, though, of you just rolling your entire head over backwards and staying there.
At this point, that would be a blessing. I welcome it.
It's just Dana's eyes at the end of this are just complete white because they've gone all the way back. She's eye rolled so far backwards into her own head.
Guys, the other day I put my phone down. From 10 in the morning, I put my phone in my room in a corner and did not touch it until midnight. And it was blissful because I wasn't doom scrolling. I couldn't see anything dumb that he did. I couldn't listen to people fighting back and forth on social media. And I was like, wow, I really needed that refresh.
I think one of the biggest problems you have now as well is that you've got so many other side characters coming into it now, haven't you? Like with is it Gnome, who's the head of Homeland Security, and then Bovino. These are new characters that have come into this drama, and they're just adding to the absolute fucking shit show that's going on there.
I think the biggest problem overall, yes, we have a bunch of dumbass people running the country right now. The problem, I think, for most Americans is that, yes, but also our friends, our family, our people that we thought were good people, turns out they're kind of pieces of shit. And now we have to deal with that and reconcile. And you're like, oh no, because I know you to be a good person, but I didn't realize that you were only a good person to the small circle of people around you, and that to anybody else, nobody's thinking above their own assholes. They're not thinking about the greater good, the most of the people, or they just think about themselves. And if it doesn't affect them, they say, oh, I don't do politics. And I want to punch people in the face right now that say I don't do politics.
Bloody hell, it's a good job we did for this one, isn't it, Baz? That's why we did it, because we didn't want Dayna to punch us.
Yes, you guys have saved yourselves from me flying back over there to punch you and just cold cock you and get back on a plane.
No words. Just poof, uppercut and then straight back on the plane. Okay, this next one, the next and last one of these little ones is there's a couple of weeks ago that your eye rolls are my size. I think we need a side count on me. A couple of weeks ago, he was celebrating a year in office and he held a press conference. I don't know if you saw this, but he came with a stack of papers this big with a bulldog clip, and he just came out and he goes, achievements. And he was like, look at this. Each one of these lines is an achievement. Look at this. All of these things that we've done in the first year, each one of these things is an achievement. And then he just dropped it next to him. It's like, it felt like a toddler coming home with a certificate for not pissing themselves that day or something. Do you know what I mean? Or coming home with a drawing that he wanted putting on the fridge. And just, the man's 79 years old and a president of the most powerful country in the world, and he's standing up with a load of printouts going, achievements. Look at all these things. It's like
it's bizarre behavior. It's so notice how he didn't read any of the actual achievements, because every line on there was like, Donald Trump is the greatest. Donald Trump is the greatest. Donald Trump is the greatest. That was it. That's all it said throughout that whole document.
I think he probably did. He typed it that night as well.
As he was jerking off to himself, because that's the only thing that he can get off to is himself.
So that's him typing with one hand.
Yeah. Sorry, Shane, if you're listening.
I'm guessing as well that his star chart in the fridge that Melania has to go and put up there every night is absolutely full. It's just completely stars. It's like 3 inches thick with little gold stars he's had to stick on there.
Yeah, exactly. Did I do good today, Melania?
Yes. Yes, Donald.
She's like, no, don't touch me.
Then maybe that's why he was knocking down that wing, is to build her a bedroom further away from him.
Well, if I had to deal with that, I'd be like, I'm sorry, guys. I know that there's a lot of other things that we can spend our money on, but I need to get away from him.
Yes, I mean, you could call it a bedroom. You could call it a panic room. Either way, I need one with a really thick door and a big fat lock on it, please.
Yeah.
Okay, right. here's one, which there's more to this one. So this isn't one of the like quick fire ones, right? But this is this goes into his. We've talked about his childlike obsession with did I do good? Am I a good boy? And all this kind of stuff. And it goes into that, but it also goes into the massive hypocrisy and the irony that is attached to pretty much everything he did. So, a few weeks ago, he accepted somebody else's Nobel Peace Prize because he didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize. So basically, he went into a country, Venezuela. He kidnapped the leader and the leader's wife and said, right, you can go in, you can look after the country. We'll have all the oil. You look after the country. And, oh, you'd like me to have your Nobel Peace Prize? Oh, thank you very much.
Ooh. It's so sparkly.
And that, have you seen the photo of him holding the Nobel Peace Prize? Do you know what I mean? It's just the fucking audacity of him to proudly stand holding somebody else's Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, you don't just, if you have one, you don't just get to award it to some. I mean, they can physically have it, but you don't get to award it to somebody else. It's a bit like a kid crying on sports day because they lost a race, and then the winner feeling really sorry for them and going, have my medal.
Go.
Just stop crying, will you? It's like, I mean, I've won 4 races, but you have that one because I just don't like seeing you upset. It's like that, but in real life.
I have to live with this every day. This is the person that is running our country.
I'm beginning to see why we think this is fun.
Yes.
I'm beginning to see why we think this is funnier than Dayna does, Baz.
Well, yeah. Because most of it's not taking place here. This leads on to the World Cup presentation and the whole draw of FIFA giving Trump a peace prize because they know how to sort of pull his strings and make him happy.
Yes.
It's just such a weird fucking thing to do, though, isn't it?
that was 2 megalomaniac sycophants in a room.
Yep.
Just publicly sucking each other's cocks, and the rest of the world were just cringing. I mean, FIFA is a corrupt organisation that basically makes billions of pounds for just organising a football tournament every 4 years. That's pretty much all they do. So I don't know what right they have to give out a peace prize. But again, it was the kid just giving a medal to the one who didn't win because he was crying.
Yeah,
it's just, the people that bow down,
graciously accepting it and looking all proud in the picture. Bizarre behavior.
Oh no, it is so weird. And I think you you didn't mention this specifically, but you said FIFA, the billions of dollars, right? That is the key word there, because every single thing that this man does is because he is making money from it. The only thing he gives a shit about is making money and then making more money and then making more money and then helping his friends who have money and shitting all over the American people. He's like, oh, you need health care? Adorable. Well, you know what? My billionaire friend needs a tax cut, so you're just going to have to live with, no kidneys and no anything else.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't remember the detail behind it, but wasn't there something where a country in the Middle East, I don't want to say which one it is in case I get it wrong, but there was a country in the Middle East that were looking for a contract with the US government, and he was like, no, absolutely not. And then they bought him a jet.
Yes.
And he went, oh yeah, okay, you can have the contract. I mean, it didn't even hide how corrupt it was. It's like, oh, that's for me, is it? Ooh,
doesn't
shiny
hide
plane.
how corrupt he is. He just he just keeps going at it with all of the corruptness. And people are like applauding. And I'm like, man, I am losing faith in humanity here. You've
got to give him one thing in he is just, he is. I mentioned this on.
I'm sorry.
on a
You
previous-
said you got to give him one thing, and I was like, a lobotomy? But no, go ahead. You go.
yeah. But no, it's just
You'd be looking too long for that.
We
Yeah.
mentioned we mentioned previously on this podcast that I need to give less of a shit what other people think, and that is one thing that man has in spades. It is just he is the king of not giving a fuck what anybody else thinks, and whilst he is in my opinion, a horrible, horrible man, it is quite admirable how much he doesn't give a fuck what anybody else thinks because he's the center of the universe.
The narcissism is like top notch. It's like you're like, oh wow, that like textbook crazy. It blows my mind. And you're right. It is like it wows me the amount of fucks he does not give. He's like, well, just want to do it, gonna do it. Don't give a shit what you think. Period.
He's the king of Dilligaff, literally. I think it's like, do not. You were saying
You
earlier
might
as
need
well.
to explain what Dilligaff is.
I know. I'm like, wait
All
a
right,
minute.
yeah, yes.
It's an
Does it look like
acronym.
a give a fuck?
I'm
Yes.
trying to
Does
work
look
it
like a
out in
give
my
a-
brain.
yeah.
do I look like I give a fuck?
Okay, thank you.
There you go.
But it's
Yeah,
that weird
it's-
thing as well, is that I just sometimes don't think he even knows he's telling shit sometimes, because he's definitely getting signs of dementia or something else that's going on, and starting to punch out in places where he says stuff, and he's doing that thing now where he has little gaps where he's trying to think, did I say a thing? And then just starts going off a bit like Joe did about talking about something else. But there's nobody coming in going, Mr. President, can you get back to the subject and stop talking about your Uncle John?
Can you imagine the worst job in the world is being Donald Trump's scriptwriter?
Oh, yeah.
Because in the UK that is like a prime minister or a member of parliament or things like that. Their scripts are they're written out. There's like, ooh, that word could be a bit that word. I'm not sure about that word. Should we replace that word because that's quite inflammatory? Let's use this. Yes, because we've done some research and we realize that people don't like hearing this word. They like hearing this word. So if you say this and in that way and that, okay. And it's refined, re-edited. It's gone over and over and over, and it's like right, there you go. There's your script. Whereas he just stands there for 45 minutes talking about anything, like literally anything.
Pretty much what a great job he's doing. He's like, the groceries. He takes that script. He wipes his ass with it. He's like, look, guys, more toilet paper. I've made more toilet paper for everybody. Like he's just.
You say
It's
45 minutes.
absurd.
You say 45 minutes, but didn't he do like a 2-hour speech at that Davos thing recently where he was on the lectern for 2 hours just literally telling about his achievements and all the things they were going to do?
I didn't see it, but apparently all the other like world leaders just kept looking at each other really uncomfortably and going, the fuck is he talking about?
Because all the other world leaders are like, dude, what is up? Is America okay? Like,
No, it's not.
We're not. We are not okay, to be fair. We are not okay. And I don't like to like come on and say like I'm, some huge, I know everything about politics and because I am very much your average American. I really try and not look at the things that he's doing sometimes because it is stressful and it is scary and it is horrifying. And so there's a lot of times where I'm like, no, I'm actively avoiding the news. I don't want to know what he's doing. I am whenever elections come around, I am actively avoiding TVs and social media because it is scary. And here we are. Now I'm on a podcast talking politics because everything is terrifying here.
Well, as Mike said earlier, it's not really politics. I think it's the reason we got together is it's becoming a proper horror show, isn't it? It's like literally,
It is.
It's gone above politics now. It's gone into kind of
It's not about politics anymore. It's just
It's about humanity. And that is
Yeah.
part of the scary thing right now is, like, I quite honestly have not recently, over the last several years, but especially after the most recent events that have happened here in the States with Minnesota and ICE and all of that. Anybody that's clapping for ICE, you can suck my ass. I don't give a shit anymore. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck your views. Fuck your humanity. You are not the kind of person that I want in my life. And I find it horrifying. And I have several of them, unfortunately, that are like, ICE is doing a great job. And I'm like, I now can no longer converse with you because you will turn on me in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it is mad, isn't it? The whole thing of the thing for me that struck me about the whole ICE thing. So yeah, we are getting into the meaty stuff now.
Yeah.
The thing that really struck me about this is that a few weeks ago, Trump was warning the Iranian regime. He said, if you keep killing protesters, we're going to come in and we're going to, because you can't do that. They're just protesting. They're allowed to protest. You can't kill protesters. We'll come in. Well, you don't want to. You don't want to know what we're going to do. We're going to come in. Big Brother's going to come in, and we're going to come in heavily armed. We're going to stop that. And then a couple of weeks later, 2 protesters have been killed for protesting, because it doesn't matter what bullshit you were saying before about the things you see. Particularly the Alex Pretty one is that apparently he was shot because he was armed, which he's allowed to be in your crazy fucking country where everybody's allowed to have a gun. And apparently they were saying, yeah, but if you're going to come to a protest, don't bring a gun with you. It's literally in the Constitution that you keep blowing smoke. You keep waving this Constitution around. They're allowed to do it. But yeah, it was just like it seems, because there's loads of videos from loads of different angles that shows this guy on his knees, clearly
doing
not
nothing.
reaching for his gun or anything like that. He
didn't have a chance. That was the difference of it. Yeah,
he's just protesting, and then he got shot 10 times.
Murdered,
a man is on his
executed.
knees. A man is on his knees, and if he has gone for his gun and he's reaching for his gun, do you need to shoot him someone on the knees 10 times in self-defense?
So a big problem that we have with ICE, we're letting people with seniority complexes, with anger problems, with like all of these people that want power in the world and want to assert themselves over other people are the people that they're hiring. So these people are coming in and they're like, I'm better than you. I have power. I'm ICE. I have immunity, even though they don't. And they are using that to basically bully the American people that are peacefully protesting. And they're like, don't you learn? Like, they are the bad guys. And I can't wrap my head around how there are people that still support that. Like, pick a fucking lane. We're allowed to bear arms. I love my Second Amendment. And then, well, you shouldn't have brought a gun to the protest.
Exactly.
What are you talking about? Pick which one you actually mean, because both of those can't be true at the same time.
Yeah.
So,
from a British point of view as well, is that we often on this side of the pond hear about how much the First and Second Amendment are held up in high esteem, and they're the biggest things that that America keeps for itself. And we don't really get it here because we don't really have those sort of constitutional things which we all stand behind.
yeah.
But it seems now that people are going, well, no, fuck the Constitution. We're going to shoot you for So apparently he was using it, what they call it, your right to protest, or your right to freedom of speech. Is that the part one? What is it? And then your second one is to bear arms. Now people are kind of going, well, look, you can't have those things now.
But only if it supports them.
Yeah, okay, yeah. What I don't understand, though, is that, where they're sort of blurring the lines now in terms of saying, this is the thing we've always stood behind, and this is what we're fighting for, to keep your rights for free speech and to bear arms. And like you say, it's just people are dying on the streets now. And this is the heavy part of this conversation. People are literally dying now whilst they're carrying out their constitutional rights, right?
The hypocrisy is stunning because, again, they only flip the script when it supports their narrative of how they want things to go. And then whenever somebody on their side, has a gun or whatever it is, they flip it back. They can't make it make sense the whole way across the board. They just flip the narrative and they keep doing it. They keep just flipping the narrative to support themselves, but they don't honor it across the board, which makes no sense.
I'm aware that there will be people watching this and listening to this saying, what do these three people know? Who are these people to be saying this, that, and that? We're just people who are sitting and watching this
We're average,
shit
but that's
show
the point.
going on and just thinking, what the fuck is going on? I mean, it's just, look, I get, I'm not for a second condoning what ICE are doing. I think it's fucking abhorrent. But I get that people, and it's the same in the UK and it's the same in Ireland. I get that people are seeing immigration as a threat because that's the way social media is twisting everything now. So social media is like, oh, you know that your uncle hasn't got a job. It's because that asylum seeker got the job, or it's because that Polish guy, or it's because that they're not going to Irish people, they're not going to British people. It's like they're all taking the jobs, and it's just like, well, no, it's not. I mean, there's a lot of people blaming their failings on other people, and because you've got people like Farage in the UK and you've got Trump in the States going, oh yeah, see these people, that's why, if you're not having a great time of things, if you're not enjoying your life, and if you're, and if you're struggling financially, it's not your fault, it's them over there. And they're making like immigrants have been coming into the UK and Ireland for decades, and the NHS couldn't run without immigration. So that's when in the UK, the far right in the UK have changed their tune now. They're saying, oh, we're not anti-immigration, we're just anti-illegal immigration. It's the illegal ones that we want now. We need to stop the boats. And they keep saying, stop the boats. And in terms of the number of people, I don't know if you've seen it, but there are asylum seekers coming in literally like dinghies from France. And this has been the focal point of the far right saying, these are the ones. It's something like 300,000 people a year coming into a country of 75 million. Do you know what I mean? And legal immigration is like hundreds and hundreds of thousands. So this tiny amount that are coming on the boats are getting blamed by the people who want to stoke aggression and hatred towards people based on the colour of their skin. But they're not saying that because they can say, oh, just stop the boats. Just stop the boats. The fact that the boats are filled with brown people potentially fleeing a country that's that is
dangerous,
at war or civil war or anything like that. It's just in the UK, and you can just see it all over social media, that it's just trying to weave narratives to point people's anger and frustration about life and what's going on, and governments
of
are
accountability.
Governments are failing, and governments are responsible for the fact that there is a cost of living crisis that they call it over here, and that people have got less money in their pockets, and prices are going up. That's a government's fault, but they want to point the blame on somebody else, and that's what they're doing, and it's just stoking hatred.
Yeah. Something that I find just so rich is that this country, America, wants to talk about immigration and people coming here illegally. We fucking stole the country. I don't know who needs to hear this, but we were not there. People that look like me were not the people that lived here. We came in and stole it. We murdered so many people, so many indigenous people, and stole the country. Don't fucking talk to me about immigration. Like, shut up.
This was the irony about the statement about Greenland, wasn't it? Oh, they're just Danish people who turned up in here in boats. Hang on, what did I miss here?
Yeah, I've got the quote here, Baz. I love it. It's because so Trump was talking about Greenland and saying, "Yeah, we want Greenland. We need Greenland." And a couple of really fucking ironic hypocrisies going on there. Is one, he was saying, if we don't get Greenland, but if we can't buy Greenland, we'll take it, basically. And effectively, and he said, because that is to keep the world safe. So invading a country in NATO is going to keep the world safe? I don't see that. And then secondly, the second hypocrisy is like Baz says, I've got the quote here. He was like, no, some people are saying, no, you can't have Greenland because it belongs to Denmark. And Trump's quote was, the fact that they had a boat land there 500 years ago doesn't mean that they own the land. I mean, a 7-year-old can spot the irony in that sentence, can't they?
God, it's just so difficult because I'll tell you, even whenever I came over to your side of the pond, I was like afraid to tell people where I was from. And I was like, oh man, like I brought my kids over. I was like, I don't want you wearing any sports teams. I don't want you doing anything that points us out as Americans.
Don't open carry. That kind of thing.
No open carrying, kids.
You'll definitely get in trouble for that over here.
Yeah, it is like, it's kind of embarrassing at this point. People, they're like, oh, American. Ooh, like which part are you though? Are you like the good guys or the bad guys?
I think there might be a point as well where you go, I'm from America, we go, oh, sorry.
Yeah, and I take that sympathy because I need it because we are struggling. The people that oppose Trump are struggling. And I'm about to say something that's not even probably mildly controversial. It's probably just full-blown controversial.
Today's the day.
Today's the day. I am not a person that wishes death for anyone, but I cannot wait for this man to die. Like, I will be celebrating. I will be banging pots and pans. I will be smiling. It's going to be a good day for a lot of us. And I just hope that it's coming soon. And I just need everybody out there to know that I am not threatening to do anything.
No.
I am hoping that the universe takes care of the problem for us. So, like, maybe the McDonald's finally gets to his heart. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
And on that bombshell of Dayna pretty much sealing the fact that Baz and I cannot enter the United States for the next 3 years.
If I end up dead in the next couple of months, it wasn't an accident, okay?
Exactly. If Dayna all of a sudden takes up hand gliding and it doesn't work out, do you know what I mean? It's really weird. And Dayna's husband going, she was never into hand gliding.
Yeah.
I
know what happened and you heard about it here.
My biggest fear, though, is if he does pass, it'll be like they'll just go to the script of Weekend at Bernie's and just keep dragging him around when he's dead for the next 5 years.
I mean, there's an argument that's already happened, isn't there?
Yes.
So possible.
Sorry, the hand was
Why is Trump in sunglasses all of a sudden?
Why's DJ Vance got his hand up Trump's arse?
Well, it saves you do the other way round, doesn't it? So.
Oh dear! Right, it is definitely where we, yes, because we've flippantly joked about the fact me and Baz are now no longer welcome in the States for the next 3 years, and frankly, we don't give a shit. We do love the people of America, and we do love, well, most of them. Yeah, and I have been to America.
Definitely be choosy.
I've been to the States on a number of different occasions, and I've really enjoyed my time. I've been felt very welcome. But yes, even if we hadn't done a podcast where one of them openly wished Trump to die, I mean, even if we hadn't have done this, I wouldn't have been planning to go to the States for the next 3 years anyway. I'm going to body swerve that trip for voluntarily. So if you are listening in the States, because I know we have a lot of listeners in the States, if you have become enraged by what we've talked about today because you're a Trump supporter, then we've one of the reasons we said we don't do politics is because we were worried about losing half our US audience.
Bye.
It's all got so fucking mental that if you condone what's going on there, we don't fucking want you anyway, right? I'm telling you right here, right now. If you're listening to this enraged that we're talking about your super papa in a way that you don't want us to, see you later. Thanks for coming. Thanks for 5 years of listening. We don't want you here. Get out.
See you later. Yeah, that's how I feel in my everyday life.
I'm going to be slightly controversial here as well. We've finished now. Yeah.
No.
We're not. I'm slightly more worried about.
Okay. It just sounds like the sort of stuff we normally say once we've cut the end of the episode. We're actually
full throttle today,
we're actually still in the podcast saying the stuff we normally wait until we've finished.
Excellent. Okay. I'm going to say now. I'm just as concerned about the lunatics that are going to take over should Donald J. Trump collapse and pass. Because there's a whole fucking procession of them stood there waiting.
No, there is, but I don't think any of them have the loyalty that Donald Trump has. I think that Donald Trump is the brand, and that, yes, there is a slew of crazies following him. And maybe there will be, like a master crazy guy that comes out, or woman, whatever. Definitely not a woman. They hate women over there. But there might be, but I don't think they're going to have the same loyalty.
I don't know. Erica
Trump
Vance
has somehow got.
Erica Vance is going to be the next female. She's going to be the female president.
Yeah, no kidding. God.
That Dayna did then was the kind of ASMR that you don't want to hear on a really good quality microphone.
I'm sorry, but that woman, and hilarious that you said Erica Vance, because
yeah.
But yeah, she, I just can't help it. Anytime I see her face, it's just gag reflex. I just can't help it.
So yes, that is it. That is it for this series, for Series 6. It feels that we are going to come back for a Series 7, by the way. This does feel very crash and burn, doesn't it? That we've just literally just fucking just thrown a petrol bomb on the podcast and walked away. Like at the end of a movie when the three of us are walking off into the distance, boom, and the podcast blows up behind us. We are coming back. It just feels like we're not.
If I'd have known it was going to be this kind of heavy, I'd have got one of those laser pointers and put it on my chest while we were just finishing.
So yes. So anyway, thank you so much, Dayna, for joining us again. No doubt we'll see you in Series 7. I mean, it's inevitable. Well, I mean, hand glider accident notwithstanding. Let's just yes. So yes, fingers crossed. All three of us survive what we've just done, and we can reconvene again later in the year for Series 7. So anyway, thanks everyone for listening. Thanks for your support. If you've been offended by anything we've said tonight, meh.
Yeah.
Not someone who gives a shit. Thanks very much and goodbye.
We should put a stop to all this podcast nonsense